This weekend, Plano's police department held a celebration marking 50 years of its rule over the city. At our last encounter, I was barred from entering the trial they demanded I appear at, and it's my understanding they filed a failure to appear charge and have issued to themselves a warrant for my arrest. At first I thought it best that I lay low, but then I noticed that they were cordially inviting me, and well, how could I possibly turn them down? The event was mostly attended by other bureaucrats and the employees' friends and family. On display were the latest tools and weapons used against anyone the organization deems a threat. Most of this equipment is funded by the federal government, and since they're writing checks they can't cash, that means that they're firing up the printing press in order to pay for this, which has the effect of stealing the future value of all of the dollars already in circulation held by you and I.
Chief Glasscock also put Plano PD on the world map when he was elected president of the International Association of Chiefs of Police.
The Plano Police Department is always the bar, and it sets the bar very high.
Let me make it clear for you. No, let me make it clear for you.
Okay.
My job up here is to do what the judge.
Notice how he stands to further assert his authority.
Under the state constitution?
I'm doing whatever the judge tells me to do.
Okay, but are you sworn to uphold the Constitution?
I don't know if I am or not.
Really? I mean, they give you a gun.
We're done talking.
But I tell you, through all the opportunities, through all the challenges, through all of the ups and downs, the one thing that has been consistent is the professionalism of the employees of the Plano Police Department.
I'm here, brother.
You don't need to talk to me.
Why do people run from cameras? The police run from cameras like cockroaches from the light? What are you guys afraid of?
Have a great day. Hi. Are you two here?
They're some of the finest that I've ever had the opportunity to meet and work with.
You're done.
Okay. Now, the assault that you guys did, are you going to file charges on him or is he going to file charges on you? Because I was on public property when you assaulted me, so, you know, who's going to punish you guys? Oh, that's right. You have a monopoly on violence, so you don't really have to be accountable for the law. You're not under the Texas Constitution, are you?
There it is. You have it. You've heard from the fine leadership this department has had over the past 50 years. The men and women that serve all of us every day.
Ronnie?
N-N-Y, that's my given name.
And Ronnie, do you uphold the Texas Constitution?
To you. My friends call me Ronnie. You're not my friend.
I would have recognized you if you hadn't said something.
I've heard that you can only train a police dog to either detect for like explosives or drugs, but not the two.
Very much so. All three of our dogs are patrol and narcotic dogs.
The trainers can cause them to false alert?
You can.
What prevents that from happening?
Training.
If you were listening, you heard this man say that not only is it possible, but quite straightforward, for a handler to trigger his dog to false alert, which these men claim grants them the authority to search your car.
But what if the officer is the one triggering it?
Well, that happens. When you do certifications, somebody's looking at it and watching it. You can usually recognize it. As long as you got a good training program and you're sticking to the basics of what you were taught, it's usually not an issue.
There's obviously some of the earlier folks in our organization, very important people that really laid the groundwork for what we did today.
There's a lieutenant who's also in charge of Homeland Security.
This is a lot of history right here. And I don't know if you've been inside of our Public Safety Communications Division downstairs in City Hall and how big it is now, and it used to be in this little room right here. So it gives you some idea about where things have gone over the last, easily 30 to 40, 50 years now. Things have progressed quite a bit since those days.
Well, my name is Alicia Norris, and I'm the sergeant in the Professional Standards Unit. We're in charge of recruiting, hiring, and administrative investigations.
That's right. This is the manager of the department with which I filed a complaint concerning her coworker's behavior.
The hiring process consists of a civil service examination, followed immediately by a physical fitness agility test.
How long before they have to recertify?
Recertify?
Yeah. Like 5 years in, it's still important that they be fit, isn't it?
There actually is no mandatory physical fitness for incumbent officers. They get an incentive to take it, it's not mandatory.
Huh. Their rules for themselves are voluntary and incentive-based, and their rules for us are mandatory and punitive. Translated, that means her own department is willing to endanger the public's safety in order to keep officers on the job who can no longer pass their own internal fitness test. This particular brand of protectionism only exists in government-mandated monopolies where the people involved are completely isolated from market signals. This is the same department claiming to provide a fair, transparent, and independent review of my complaint. As you can imagine, I'm holding my breath.
I'm the captain of the Criminal Investigative Services Division, and we handle all investigative follow-up for anything that's not able to be immediately wrapped up nice and neatly at the time of the officer's initial response.
Last year, a dozen vehicles in my neighborhood in one night had their windows broken. The thief cut himself on the glass, leaving behind blood as well as fingerprints. His police, however, simply filled out their paperwork and left. 6 months later, I observed two men remove my mail and then proceed to drive away. I gave chase, caught up with them at the light, confronted them, at which point they made excuses and drove away quickly. Despite the license plate and eyewitness account, his department was powerless to act, and his police officer didn't even want to fill out a report.
Into organized crime, vice, they provide intelligence, obviously, to all areas of the department, and work with various other entities to promote.
Hold on. When somebody touches their nose like that, it's body language that indicates self-doubt or the possibility that he's lying. Watch how immediately after he struggles to find the words and rocks in his heels.